I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
Grave Tone.
Welcome to Grave Tone Podcast, where horror comes to life in every form it takes. I'm Megan.
I'm Arthur.
And we're on a Stephen King kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always on a Stephen King kick.
I mean, yeah,
I'm
that's
ready
true.
for
Actually,
it.
I don't think you ever get out of a Stephen King. It's not a
No.
kick for you, it's a lifestyle.
Wow.
So, following our review in the wake of another big Stephen King release of The Long Walk, which came out September 12th, I guess it sent us into, a little mini spiral and kind of a maybe review of sorts of all of the adaptations of Stephen King books that have been made over the years, films, TV shows, whatever.
Yeah, just want to rewatch all of them now.
Kind of, yeah. And it's, made us kind of want to rewatch a lot of stuff. It's made us revisit a lot of things, both like physically watching things, but then also revisiting like opinions about things. Like, reminding yourself, because I think sometimes we forget how many adaptations of his works have been made, whether it's films or TV shows in some capacity, because a lot of his work does span multiple genres in spite of what people think, and so we forget about certain...
And they've only been getting better.
Correct. Yeah.
In the recent years compared to,
Yeah, you still get
the
occasional like middle ground kind of one that you're like, I don't know if this was fine.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah. But anyway, so it sent us into, I don't know, it just, I guess, sent us into a little bit of like a little nostalgia spiral of sorts. And we decided to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a top 10. Each of us have picked 5 of our top Stephen King adaptations. We didn't chat about them at all. So we're going to go through them. We'll each do one at a time. I threw some honorable mentions on here too. I can't stop myself. This is the problem. When I start looking at it, I start being like, oh, and this is really good. Oh, I really like this.
You can't choose.
Oh, no, I know. I've ranked them, and like my ranking would change tomorrow. If I thought about it again.
That is terrible.
I can't keep it. Well, I'm sorry, but I can't keep it. Like I throw them onto a list, and then I'm like, but also... It's really hard to do that. I don't know if anybody else ever feels that way. I feel that way all the time when I'm supposed to like rank something. I can't do it.
You rank it, you say it, it's done. It's in the universe. That's it.
You and I are different people. I can't do it. I revisit my thought process very, very frequently.
I have too much thoughts.
Oh God. Okay. Anyway, okay. How do we want to? Do I want to kick it off one at a time? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, we'll do one at a time.
You want to do your number 5 first?
Sure.
Okay.
That works. So for me, it is, I guess, a little bit more of a controversial one. Maybe not. So The Shining, but...
With the caveat? Yes.
The
miniseries.
I
know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
That's it. So, I mean, look, I did like the movie... The original movie,
of course,
by Kubrick and stuff.
Yeah,
it was good. Like it's considered.
It's
like
an extremely
well-made
film.
It's a really well-made
yes.
one. Like everyone knows about it. Everyone, I want to say, well, basically everyone has seen it, or everyone at least knows something about it.
Yeah.
But the thing is that it was not really faithful to the book.
No.
Which obviously a lot of people read. I've read it. You've read it.
Yes, true. And I don't know. I think maybe we've mentioned it like super briefly before in a previous episode, but you're a really big Stephen King fan, and you've read a ton of his stuff. Not all of the books. There's too many. But you've read a lot of his stuff over the last like 15, 20 years.
Yes.
And so, like, I feel like when that part kind of comes into play, when you're fans of the source material, it automatically becomes... a different vibe when you're watching an adaptation.
Well, yeah.
Like, there's no getting around it. If you've read the book prior to seeing the film, that's just something that's going to affect your mindset about it.
That's it. Yeah, it makes it different. So I'm talking more about the 1997 miniseries,
which people might not know exists.
Yeah. So I mean, first of all, you should definitely check it out. Second of all, it is basically something that Stephen King himself personally pushed for because he hated the movie.
Which is quite famously, I think a lot of people know
Yeah.
that, but he quite famously did not like the Kubrick interpretation of The Shining. What did he call it? A beautiful Cadillac with no engine. So that
Something
is
like that.
wonderful
Yeah,
to watch.
but it has no
soul. It
yeah,
has
it has no
heart.
core to it. That's it, exactly. So he really, really pushed for it.
Yeah.
And in 1997, they made a miniseries. I think there's like 3 episodes, if I believe.
Yeah.
And it really is a lot more faithful to the book because it touches on what the book is actually about.
The addiction issues, the idea of hurting one's family and the fears that come along with that.
Yes, exactly. It wasn't just like this guy, he's in a hotel, he goes crazy because he's seeing ghosts and,
Yeah, no offense to like that whole thing. Like it's cool to watch it, but I feel like when you revisit the film more and more and you watch like particularly Jack Nicholson's performance, it becomes much more caricature adjacent the more you watch it, I find. So it's not like a movie that I've revisited very frequently because I'm like, ooh, it starts to get a little bit kitschy.
It's just different. Like if you're going to make it a comparison towards the book, completely different, and
totally.
It shouldn't be even judged together.
Probably not.
Right? So that's why it's
in
basically
name,
like a
in
standalone
name
movie,
only.
and that's it. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm talking about the miniseries, right?
Yeah.
So I liked that one much better. It dives much deeper into those actual things that are important to the book and what the book is actually about, right? Also, one cool thing is that the filming was actually done at the Stanley Hotel in Colorado.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is really cool, right? Which is like, it's the real hotel that inspired The Shining.
Yes.
After Stephen King stayed there in the 70s, and apparently the kind of like the whole story with that is that he stayed there. He stayed in the room 217.
237, from what I remember.
And so he actually stayed there, and he actually stayed in the infamous room, I guess, 237, right? And allegedly, how the story goes is that he stayed there only for one night, and he had like this crazy nightmare of things and whatever it is, and he basically woke up with
the plot
of The Shining, right? That's kind of really cool and brings it all back together, I guess. He also loved this miniseries a lot better, and of course, as he does in the movies that he, I guess, actually likes or has faith in and whatever it is.
Or just wants to have a good time with.
He does cameos in it.
Yeah.
And he was actually a cameo as the conductor leading of the big band during the Overlooked Ball scene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's it.
Yeah.
So that is kind of like my, what is it, number 4?
5.
I guess if we're number 5, if we're going backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So that is my number 5. It's
Nice.
the miniseries one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. My number 5 is an adaptation of a novella. There's quite a few of those as well. I don't think people realize it, but there's quite a few like short stories of his that have been adapted. So my number 5 is Stand By Me.
Okay. Yeah.
I love this movie so much. It's such a good film, and I don't really think that I need to like justify that in any capacity. It's very well regarded.
Yes.
It was initially, so the story was published in the 1982 collection, Different Seasons of his, which is an anthology. And the film, was, so the original story is called The Body, and the film, Stand By Me, came out 4 years later in 1986.
Okay.
And it follows, it's very coming of age, young adult, follows 4 friends in the, I think, late 1950s, from what I remember, who are getting to a point in their lives where they're sort of starting to diverge in terms of like where they're headed with their futures, like heading into high school and kind of maybe taking different paths due to like a lot of it has to do with their background and socioeconomic status and stuff, but they've been really good friends for a long time. And this is kind of like, this story kind of manifests itself as like almost like a last hurrah or a last adventure for them to an extent, because the town that they live in is close to like a really large set of train tracks, and they're told that, that apparently someone who was out near the tracks was hit by the train, and there's a dead body potentially somewhere along the tracks. And if they go off on an adventure essentially to be the first people to find the body. All of this sounds really fucking morbid and weird, but when you're like 13, this would be the kind of thing, I feel anyway, that like, you and your friends would have gone on like a weird spooky ass adventure.
Not anymore.
No, probably not now, but I feel like there would have been a time, even when we were kids.
Well, when I was a kid, I remember we would just like leave and end up like I don't know, 20 kilometers away from
Yeah.
the house and just some kind of random park in a
And
whole
you just
different
have to
part of the
like
city, and we
make
just
your
do
way back.
things.
Yep.
Yeah, we just had like adventures.
That's it. Yeah.
And you know, like no one had a cell phone.
Oh my God,
My parents
no.
had no idea where I was half the time.
No,
So,
not at all. So,
that's it.
anyway, incredible film directed by Rob Reiner, and stars like Will Wheaton. But I think right around the time that he was starting to do his Star Trek run
Mm-hmm.
of stuff, River Phoenix, who's great in this, rest in peace. Corey Feldman, when he was becoming one of the Coreys initially
Right,
in
yeah.
the mid '80s. Jerry O'Connell, before he got thin, it was weird. He looks like a different human being now. And Kiefer Sutherland also around the same time that The Lost Boys came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just a great movie. I love this movie so much. And it was very well regarded. It did incredibly well. I think the budget was somewhere around $8 million, and the box office results show $52.3 million.
Okay.
Which particularly in 1986 would have been pretty impressive.
That's pretty good. Yeah,
They
of
didn't get
course.
wide releases in quite the same way for a while there. So yeah, I love it. It's a great story, and it's such a great coming of age story about friends and friendship. I love it. It's
Yeah.
just like it's
Oh, it's nice because
really
it
good
sounds
film.
like not really a horror thing, right? Because you think Stephen King, it's usually horror, whatever.
Well, that's what I
he
mean.
does have
Yeah.
a lot of those adaptations. Like, look, we watched recently Chuck.
Life of Chuck.
Life of Chuck,
Yes.
right? That's it. So there is no horror there at all.
No.
Shawshank Redemption, The Green Mile,
The
stuff
Green
like
Mile.
that.
I mean,
right?
there are aspects and all of those things to a degree, but
yeah.
it's more like the horror of life as opposed to like a
That's it.
supernatural horror element or entity of some
Yeah,
sort.
exactly. So that I feel like
Yeah.
that falls into one of those.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, categories.
I
That's
agree.
it.
But that's why I prefaced this at the beginning. Not all,
Exactly.
not all of Stephen King's stories are horror stories specifically.
Yeah,
So,
that's it.
which are
cool.
number 4?
Number 4 for me is 1408.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the 2007
I
movie.
was gonna say there's a little
1408.
mid 2000s hidden
Yeah,
gem.
that's it. I watched it in the movies, and at that time we were living in a tall, like a high-rise apartment building.
Oh, yeah.
I actually lived on the 14th floor.
Oh, that's funny.
And the unit, this is literally partially because of this movie that I remember. The unit that I lived in was 1401,
Shut up.
and it was the 1408 was like the movie and stuff.
Yeah, of
And I
course.
remember I came back after the movie was like in the evening. Whatever,
Were
and
you
my
like
parents
looking
were
where
somewhere else.
1408 was
Oh,
located,
fuck
and you
yeah,
were
I
like,
was. I was like, "Ugh, God.
I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
God, don't go in that hallway."
Yeah.
It was crazy. Anyways, 1408, movie from 2007, which actually stars John Cusack,
Cusack.
who I love.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson, also, really cool.
yeah.
And a bunch of other actors. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to name all of them, but those are kind of like the main ones. And really, the story is around John Cusack's
Mm-hmm.
character, anyways, who is Mike Enslin. Mike Enslin is a writer who is he's a successful author who kind of like had the worldwide acclaim of debunking supernatural phenomena.
Yeah.
And he checks into the Dolphin Hotel, right? So people who have not seen the movie, a little bit of background there. So he obviously ignores the warning from the hotel manager, who's played by Samuel L. Jackson, and he wants to stay in this specific room, which is allegedly haunted because they've been killings in, whatever it is. And he's like, I don't care. This is not real, right? And then shit hits the fan and it starts happening.
Yeah.
A lot of things happen in there. It is actually very good as a movie. I really liked it. I don't remember if I read the story. I think I did because it was one of those short stories, like an anthology type of things.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I liked it a lot. I liked the movie. I liked the short story. Also, if you do 1 + 4 + 0 + 8,
Yes.
it's number 13,
Of
which
course.
plays into the whole kind of like classic superstition thing, right? Also, cool fun fact, I guess, about the movie is that it actually has 3 alternate endings.
Oh.
The theatrical, the director's cut, and a special DVD version.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if you have the Blu-ray or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And if you don't, get it. Yeah, so like depending on what you watch, you might get a different resolution to the story that kind of changes drastically.
Interesting.
Essentially. Yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty cool.
All right.
Also, another cool thing is that the Haunted Room, the 1408 one, was actually constructed on a gimbal that rotates like 360 degrees when they were filming it. And they kind of allowed the character to be tossed around while filming in practical effects.
Yeah.
As opposed to, doing the whole thing in post and whatever it is.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like it added a lot to the disorientation feeling that
It
the character
probably
is
helped
actually
him
feeling
to
in the movie.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's it. So I really like that one, and you know what? I think a lot of people liked it as well. On IMDb right now, it's a 6.8.
That's not bad.
And on Rotten Tomatoes, it is 79 from the tomato meter, which is interesting.
Wow.
Right? And 61 from popcorn from the
Common.
audience. So
Yeah.
like pretty good. You know,
Okay.
it's pretty well together.
Interesting.
And I feel like it's still, it still kind of stands the time.
No, it
Like
does.
if you watch it now, I think it would be still as good.
I think so. So I think I've only watched it once.
Wow.
But I do
to
remember
rewatch
it being like a pretty effective horror story when I watched it.
Yeah, it
So
was.
yeah, no. So it's definitely just something like it's one of those that I don't think got it like a ton of hype when it came out necessarily.
Not that much.
In spite of the cast, but it weirdly is one that's actually like quite an effective horror film in general.
Yeah, there's
So,
a lot of things that happen in there. Like the horror is good.
Yes.
The build-up is good.
Yes.
A lot of the things that the character tries to escape and everything, and it doesn't work. And then there's like some kind of like a fake resolution that he thinks he's out, but then he's back in.
Yeah,
Like, it's,
yeah.
Oh man, that was really well done. That
That's
one.
true. Yeah, I
I
forgot
liked a
about
lot
that.
that one.
Okay.
How about you?
My
four?
number 4 is another actually weird, also another like 2007 adaptation
Okay.
of, again, another novella. I've got a few of those apparently. It's The Mist.
Oh man,
It is. I will say The Mist, I think, is one of those. So I'm going to be
The
honest.
Mist is literally the one after next for me.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So I guess we can talk about it at
We've
the same
copied
time.
each other. So it's your what, number 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's fine. We can have a chat about it. So
Yeah.
The Mist is one of those that I will say, I haven't read the novella that it's based on. Initially, it was published in 1980.
If I remember correctly, I did read it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure because I was like on a binge for
Yeah.
a good 5-6 years of Stephen King.
Oh,
so
you
I
really
read,
were.
like,
I think it's like all you were reading for a while there. So I didn't really know anything about the story when I watched the movie initially. I was just kind of like, oh, okay, like weird, like either like something takes over a town or there's something weird, people get locked. It's like an isolated location type of situation, like kind of locked room situation that people
almost.
have to try to get out of to a degree. And like a lot of the horror comes from like the different factions and tensions between the people who like a lot of the like the tension that takes place in the film is actually situational between the characters themselves, and as well as dealing with
and
like the
sometimes
external
there is
factor.
aliens killing people. But, you
Yeah,
know.
but like as well as like the external
Yes.
factor of the monsters, aliens, whatever they're supposed to be outside,
Yeah.
essentially, that are trying to get in and trying to kill people. It's surprisingly, it's like another one too that I feel gets kind of like sort of like pushed off to the side sometimes because we've got like the big like 7 or 8 adaptations that have like been nominated for awards and been like critically acclaimed over the years and stuff like that, and some of the other ones kind of fall into this weird space where people forget about them, but it's so effective in how character driven it is, and like the different types of people who are trying to be reasonable, and you've got the religious zealots, and you've got
Yes.
the like people who are trying to jump the gun with like finding solutions for things when they don't even understand what's happening. Like just a lot of the dialogue in it works really well because of the types of people, and in turn in this film the performances are very good.
They're very good.
I think it's Marcia Gay Harden, right, who plays the character who's like very religious.
I think so.
And has like almost like a cult like mentality to a degree about the whole thing and stuff. She's so good. And like a lot of these different types of characters who have all these weird tensions, kind of everything just works really well. And I mean, if you've not seen it, I don't want to spoil the ending because it's kind of worth just watching and letting it happen. But it is one of the more gut-wrenching, I think, endings to a Stephen King adaptation I've seen.
Yeah. It's an insane ending. And
Yes.
actually, speaking of which, the like the shocking ending, you
Yes.
know, was not in Stephen King's novella.
No, it's not,
Yeah,
eh?
that's it. It was a different ending that they made specifically for this adaptation. And actually, Stephen King admitted that he loved it.
He was
And
like, oh,
actually,
fuck, I should have done that.
that's it. He was like, I wish I've done it that way
Yeah.
because it was very different from his
He
own,
is
so.
he is a person who you will see will fully be like, oh, that was so much better than what I wrote,
Yeah,
and
that's
like
it,
does not
Yeah,
bother
he's
him to
cool with
say
that.
anything like
Yeah,
that.
that's it. Also, a couple of, I guess, fun facts because I had written down, so I did
Sure.
some research on it. So there is a Walking Dead connection
Okay.
to this. So director Frank Darabont, who did
Yeah.
the initial first season or first
Or
few
2
seasons of
seasons,
it.
3
Yeah,
seasons?
anyways,
Yeah.
he cast several actors from The Mist into the AMC,
Oh.
the Dead Walking pilot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is really cool, you know. And also, apparently, because there were like budget constraints, again, Darabont, the director, he shot The Mist with the crew of the Shield TV series.
Oh, Agents
Allegedly.
of Shield or whatever.
Yeah,
No,
The
the Shield.
Shield.
Oh, yes, that cop
Yeah,
show.
that's it.
Yeah.
And they kind of like used mostly handheld cameras and mostly raw lighting, which kind of gave it that gritty.
I feel like that
thing,
works.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it does, right? And also kind of creates that heightened horror feeling of isolation and everything, right? Because
It's
it's
true.
not like when it's handheld, it feels more personal to
Yeah,
begin with.
yeah,
you
I
know?
agree.
So, yeah, that's it. That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right. So for me, since we're gonna skip The Mist, which was my not this one
Number
but the
2.
next one.
So you're number 3. What's your number 3?
Yes, exactly. So it is actually a more recent one that we've recently seen.
Okay.
I absolutely loved it. I mean, look, it is hard to choose from everything.
Oh my God.
It's just that this one stayed in my mind because it was so good. It's The Monkey.
Oh, the monkey. Yeah. The
The
monkey was really fun.
It was so good. It was so fun. Apparently, it was one of those like unadaptable movies for decades.
There have been a few of those.
Yeah, that's it. It was long considered to be like almost impossible to do.
Okay, yeah.
Until that's it. The director Osgood Perkins
Yes.
expanded into a darkly comedic. I don't want to
Very
call it family
much.
horror, but it was a horror movie.
It's very funny.
It's so funny. Yeah, it was
and you're like,
so
and
well done.
there's so many instances where like it wants you to, and so you start laughing, but you're like, oh god, I shouldn't be laughing.
Yeah,
at
that's
this.
it.
It's horrible.
See, that's why I liked it so much. Is that like
You
it
love
had-
shit like that.
Yeah, that's it. It had those dark humor
Yeah.
moments, which was great. It was just funny in general. The
Yeah.
performance was incredible.
Oh, the performances were
from-
great. Theo James. Is it Theo James?
Yep, it is
Okay.
Theo James. Yeah,
He's
that's
really
it.
good.
Yeah, he plays like the two characters.
Yeah.
Incredible. Elijah Wood is in it, who I
Oh,
love.
God, yeah,
It's,
I
like,
forgot about that.
Amazing. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, great movie.
Oz Perkins himself has a cameo as
yes,
the
he does.
uncle, and he's also quite funny. Tessiana Maslany is in it as
Yep.
their mom. Like, there's a bunch
Yeah.
of people.
Weird because right now, like it came out a few months ago, doesn't have that much great ratings, which
Oh,
is surprising
okay.
to me. So like IMDb is 5.9, basically 6.
I think
It's okay, like it's
Yeah.
not bad. Okay, but check this out. Rotten Tomatoes, 77 for tomato meter,
okay.
55 for the audience score.
Wow.
Like what?
I think that some people have a really hard time with that level of morbid comedy.
guess.
I think
Maybe people
so.
didn't get
and like some
it, like,
people,
it's-
but
I don't
it's
know,
not
man.
for like the style of it is not for everybody,
No,
right?
it's not.
Like it almost because sometimes like that's it. It's like enough that you're like, I'm uncomfortable. I shouldn't be laughing at this, but I'm laughing at this. And maybe for some people that kind of humor just doesn't work for them, which is
I
fine.
guess. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, whatever. But anyways, yeah. So it's The Monkey. So also, if you think about it, I mean, like I'm kind of reaching right now, whatever it is. But
Yeah.
technically speaking, the whole killer toy trend,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that Stephen King, I'm not the first one, but he was one of the early ones to do it because this was written back in the 80s.
Sure.
And now, they have the whole Megan and Five Nights at Freddy's and everything, and people are like raving about it. It's like, oh my God, this is so crazy. Like,
Yeah.
he did this back in the 80s in a
Well, I
very
mean,
good way.
Well, I mean, but we know that though that King inspired
a
a
lot of
ton
things,
of
of
future
course.
authors and filmmakers and all sorts of things, right? I mean, like when did we'd have to compare and contrast? When did R.L. Stine publish Night of the Living Dummy? That would give us a really good idea about the killer toy thing, like who started it.
Right, so actually that one was in 93.
1993.
Yeah, so
Okay.
there you go.
Okay. So just like not too long after. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like if we want to talk about authors who have
Okay,
who have
yeah, well,
popularized
look.
like killer toys and shit like that, I think R.L. Stein should be on that
Yeah,
list
for
as
sure.
well.
Yeah. But yeah, so apparently it had like a semi-limited theatrical run in 2025. Like it lasted
Really?
for a little bit, but not. I don't think it was that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not realize that. I felt like it was going to be a really.
But yeah, I mean, like, look, semi-limited, whatever. It didn't last as long as Mission Impossible, so there you go. Okay. So, but apparently it became one of Hulu's fastest watched horror drops of the year.
Okay.
So
a lot of these things now just find so much more success on streaming at this point because people just can't be bothered to go to the fucking movie theater anymore.
Yeah, so I mean that's really mine. Seriously,
okay, cool.
I loved it.
It is a fun one, I will say. Yeah. Okay, so I guess I'll do my 3 and then 2 because we already talked about the mist.
Fine.
Okay, fine.
Take the spotlight.
Oh, shush. Okay, so my number 3 is a bit of an older one and also one that I feel like gets forgotten, even though it was adapted by a really famous filmmaker as well. It's Christine. Your blank face right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I actually wanted to put it on the list, and then I replaced it with something else.
That's fine. It'll be in your honorable mentions.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I do like that one.
I love Christine.
Yeah.
So the novel was published in 1983, and then the film itself was, let me double check, also 1983. What the fuck? Okay, was this one of those ones where they knew they were adapting it as soon as it was written? Anyway, whatever, it doesn't matter. So the film came out in 1983. It was directed by John Carpenter.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm always kind of surprised that it gets a little bit lost in like Carpenter's like filmography for some reason.
I don't know, maybe people think that it's like one of those like, the crappy adaptations that they've done of Stephen King novels, but it's not.
It's really good. It's so good. So the story essentially of Christine, if you're not familiar anyway, follows a kid, a high school senior, basically named, I think it's Arnie Cunningham, who is basically gets his hands on a used car. It's actually a 1958 Plymouth Fury for anybody who's into cars. I don't know what that means, but the car looks cool in the movie, which I think they actually did get a 58 Plymouth Fury when they made the film to keep it close to, what they were going for stylistically. But it turns out that the car that he names Christine is possessed, essentially. So it's like a sentient car, and it begins to overtake Arnie's entire mentality and life
and personality
and it shifts things about him and like kind of like infests him to a degree. It's almost like it's co-possessing him at the same time in a way. This film is super well shot. It looks really cool. The performances are really good. Like it's very solid for like an early 80s film. Nobody gives like a shit performance in this movie. A lot of the effects that they use look super fucking cool. There's a whole scene where like Christine has been damaged and she fixes herself, and they filmed it in reverse and played it back so that you can see the car like refixing and like getting rid of the dents and stuff in itself. It's just so cool. And as usual, as is very common for John Carpenter in his films, he scored or co-scored the film, and you can tell because the score in this film is so good. It's like that synthy, cool, early 80s stuff that Carpenter does in like all of his films, and it's awesome. And I don't know why it gets like forgotten in his lexicon for some reason, but I really like it, and I didn't see it until like a little bit later on. But as soon as I saw it, I knew I was going to like really continue to enjoy it just like as a story. Like the story is cool and it's interesting. Possessed cars are like not a thing that you come across in horror on a regular basis. But it's just, I find it's like a really good, really well-made adaptation that deserves like a lot more love than it gets.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I have to agree. I also liked it. It was really well done. I think even the kills, some of them are really pretty good.
Very good. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen it, check it out.
Yeah,
it's worth it.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll hop right to my number 2 then. It would have been impossible for me not to put this somewhere on my list because it's such a good film. And it gets a lot of credit, but it's just such a good film that it would be impossible not to include. It's Misery.
Yeah.
I can't not have it somewhere on the list. It's just, it's like such an effective both like adaptation of source material and also psychological horror film specifically. Yes, it's so good. It's so well done. The novel came out, so the novel was published in 1987 and the film came out in 1990 actually.
Oh, cool. All right.
I don't even know, I can't even like really get into all the detail of it. At its core, if for some reason you don't know all this is a really popular movie, so I'd be surprised. But if you don't know, for whatever reason, the film, or the story, I should say, follows an author, was it Paul Sheldon, if I'm not mistaken, who's recently at like the sort of very secluded area that he goes up to write all the time. He's finished writing a novel, gets stuck in a snowstorm, and has a car accident on the way back down from a very secluded mountain resort, essentially, and is rescued by his quote-unquote number one fan, Annie Wilkes, who's I don't know. You'd be hard find me someone else who's played like a better villain in a horror film.
I don't know. She's considered to be like,
she's pretty yeah, she's pretty up there at the top. And I mean, like this, from what I remember, I could be insane, but from what I remember, the film, did Kathy Bates, did she win an Oscar for this? Was she nominated for an Oscar for this? I feel like there was something.
Maybe, yeah, it's possible. Maybe later. I just know that she's like acclaimed for this role.
Very much.
In general.
Anyway, so it stars, and I will say, like, it stars, that's it. So Kathy Bates plays Annie, and James Caan plays Paul Sheldon, and the two of them together play off of each other extremely well in the film as well. It's very effective, and it's just exploring the idea of, I'm sure from the perspective of someone who even by, like, the late 80s was as well known as Stephen King was, the idea of someone who is so obsessed with your work that they've developed this weird parasocial relationship with you, which is much more common now in things like the influencer world and stuff. But at that time wouldn't have been explored in quite the same way in like the mid 80s like that. So it's just like a really interesting look into what it can mean when like sort of like enthusiasm for someone's work turns into something a lot darker, essentially. And it's a great film all around. I can't say anything bad about it, honestly. It's really good.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. There's like great atmosphere.
So good.
It's really basically them two who are, leading the movie.
Oh God, yeah.
Great tension builds when he's trying to escape, and then he doesn't succeed, and anyways, the things that happen to him because of that.
Yeah, and it is something like we've seen crazed fan stories since then, but like I said, that's it. It's also like even like in a real world kind of situation, you do hear that a lot more now. The idea of parasocial relationships exists a lot more now, so people will have them with like influencers or YouTubers or even like like actors and things like that to an extent, because people feel like, oh well, this person's vlogging or whatever, and they're talking right to the camera, so they're talking right to me. So you develop a different relationship with them. But this was just in a time period where we didn't see that very often, even though we knew that like overly obsessive fans existed.
Of course.
At that time. They
just had less access
for
to those
ages.
people
Exactly. It was just much harder for them to really do anything about it. So
that's it.
Yeah. It's all good. Anyway.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I remember it was really good. I watched the movie. It was great. So I read the novel. It was great as well. Yeah.
Both really good. All right. Give me on number one. What is it?
So number one for me is The Dark Tower, but not the 2017, I think it was, movie or whatever.
The one with Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, not that one. It's the one that is supposedly coming out.
Oh my God. You don't even know it's going to be good.
Oh, it's going to be good.
I feel like you're cheating.
No, just listen to this, okay? So first of all,
is that still happening? What's going on with that?
I have all the information for you.
Okay, fine. Run me through the process.
Okay, so The Dark Tower. So the first movie that they've done, which was terrible in a sense because
it was
made
the story.
No sense.
No,
it was
bad.
A part of the story that was very disjointed because it's like 8 books or something like that. At this point, I don't remember because I read all of them a long time ago. It is ginormous in terms of the story and the characters and everything. You cannot condense that into an hour.
It was like
movie.
they plopped you into the middle of
it was in the middle
universe, and you were like, "What?"
And you're like, "Okay," but like nothing meant anything. I remember we saw it together.
Yeah, I remember
and
that
you
we
were like,
watched it,
"What's
and I was
happening?"
like,
And I had to explain to you half the movie.
Yeah.
And why this is important
Yeah.
and what is coming from here and this and that.
Oh, we had to, and thank God that you made it make a little bit more sense to me. But I think even almost in you doing that too, I was like, oh, this is a poorly written film. Like, I don't know if they had to edit out a ton of stuff, like what wound up happening with the final cut. But holy shit, it was disjointed as hell.
Anyways, not that one.
Yeah.
The one that is allegedly upcoming and actually it's still in the works, right?
Okay.
So it's supposed to be a So the vision of this one is that it's going to be a 7 seasons TV show with 2 movies.
Oh God.
Allegedly, apparently,
6 seasons on a movie.
if it's going to get cut down, it is going to be at least 5 seasons. Okay.
Yeah.
So Mike Flanagan took on the project in 2022, which it's been a while back, with Amazon Prime Video, right? And it's been like in production kind of since then.
Oh, God,
Not
yeah.
really development hell, but it's actually moving along, right? So kind of like we know that it's moving along because he gave an update in an interview at comicbook.com, I think, the website, in June of 2025. So pretty recently, right?
Yeah.
And he said that like it is actually still in the works. So he's still doing something about
Because
it.
he's
It's not,
gotten the
like,
green
lost.
light. It's because he's gotten the green light with his other stuff. Like he's working on the Carrie TV show right
Right,
now,
that's it,
and
yeah,
so
yeah.
there are certain things. If they get the green light to move ahead first, you're kind of like, well, I have to prioritize.
That's
So,
it. Yeah, exactly. So like it is still being worked on.
Okay.
Stephen King is not involved in the writing so far as we
Okay,
know right now,
that's fine.
but he like knows that this is happening and he kind of gave his blessing because he said he's like Mike Flanagan with this adaptation and the magnitude of it
Yes.
is actually a perfect pairing.
He's,
and I agree.
He's like Mike Flanagan's biggest fan at this point.
Yeah,
because
that's
he's
it.
just like I think ever since Mike Flanagan started taking on Stephen King, like projects
Works,
to
yeah.
adapt, and they got to know each other. I think that it's just been like a very symbiotic relationship. They seem to get on extremely well. So
Yeah, that's it. So, as far as I know, it is still in the works. And Mike Flanagan did explain that the process, like the progress is being made.
Yes.
But the negotiation to the rights is a major time sink.
oh my.
Yeah, because like the Dark Tower ties into a lot of multiple King novels like Salem's Lot, Heart of
Yeah,
Atlantis,
and it's multiple different
everything.
publishers as
That's
well.
it, and exactly. So the rights are held by various studios, which makes the clearance of those very hard
It's
to do.
just long.
You know
It's
what
a
I
lot of
mean?
paperwork.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like, and I mean that's just the rights, right? So like imagine developing the rest of the story and filming that and everything. Like I said, there's 8 books. There is 6 primary characters.
Fucking hell.
Well, yeah, like 5, 6. Anyways, depends who you count as.
Sure.
And the story goes from the current time back in the days to like a whole different universe to another place, and then it comes back.
Anybody
There's
who reads,
a lot. Like,
anybody
there's a
who
lot of
reads
things going
high
on.
fantasy, epic fantasy will understand the level of world building that
Yes,
comes along with
exactly.
it, and this 100% falls into that category. So.
Yeah, that's it. So it's huge. I totally understand why it's taking a lot of time. I'm just glad that there was an update as early as June of this year, you know, and because Mike Flanagan is on it, who I think is going to do a great job.
Yeah.
And, you know, SK did praise it to be, he's happy with it and everything. It's going to be good. That's it.
Okay.
That's why it's on my.
You're like, that's all I have to say.
That's all I have to say. It's going to be good. That's it. Maybe I don't think I'll eat my words.
I think you cheated. But anyway, okay, whatever. Fine. This was just like an excuse for you to talk about Dark Tower.
Well, I can't talk about the other one. It's crap.
It's terrible. You can talk about it as one of your least favorites if you want to, because it's bad. Okay. There were too many options for the number one. I don't know what to tell you. I have some that are like honorable mentions that I also really enjoy in general. We all know about the really big ones like the Shining and Carrie and a lot of those really big ones as well. Green Mile. A lot of people love that movie. Totally understandable. But I guess that's it, just going off of personal preference and just like one of the most, I guess, effective and all around just like really well made films of the last like 10 years. And I'll specify, but my number one right now is It Chapter 1.
Okay, the first one. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That is one of the probably best adaptations of Stephen King's work that's ever been made, as far as I'm concerned. I
see
don't
that.
care what anybody says.
I agree.
Everything, the writing, the casting, the stylization and the aesthetic of it, the filming of it, like the way that they utilized all of the various plot points of it and
Yep.
like tied everything together.
Special effects, the makeup,
Oh,
the
God,
main
so
characters,
good.
the kids,
all of
amazing.
the kids are good. They're all fantastic.
Like Pennywise is
well,
incredible.
Bill Skarsgård
obviously.
became iconic because of this
Yes,
film
yes,
franchise.
exactly,
like
yeah.
this is what shot him into the stratosphere. He was doing stuff before. Like he was doing like Netflix shows, like a couple of other things. What was that weird one? Hemlock Grove. He did that for a while.
Sure.
Yeah. And stuff. And, you know, he was doing certain things, but this put him on like another planet in
that's
terms
it,
of people being aware of how talented he was. So I don't think that I really need to like say too much else about it. I will say that while I enjoy chapter 2, and I feel like, the first time I watched it, I wasn't too sure about it, and I've given it other opportunities since then and done rewatches. The more I watch it, the more I actually appreciate it, just in terms of the work that was done. But if I really have to like go in and pick, chapter 1 is just like,
yeah, I agree,
like a perfect coming of age horror film for me.
Yeah,
you're never really going to give me like a better one than that in the last like 10-15 years. So yeah, it's so good from start to finish.
It's super good. Like they've done a lot of stuff with it that was really well done. They actually had giant sets, like we've seen
incredible.
Those.
Yeah. It was filmed in Ontario. So.
Oh, nice. Okay. I didn't know that. They actually had like, real sets.
Yes.
And they did this cool thing of, which I think is cool, is that the kids weren't allowed to see Pennywise character
until they started filming
the first scenes with him.
Yes.
So like their reactions and the first couple of, I guess, scenes with it like are actually real.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like super well
so
done.
Good. Really, really good. And I mean, like, that's it. Like, massive kudos to like Andy and Barbara Muschietti, because you can tell it was like a labor of love for them to make this into the size and scope of the project that they did. So yeah, it's just really impressive.
Yeah, no, I agree. It is very, very good.
So good. Okay. Do you have any little honorable mentions that you want to give? Like any other ones that you're kind of like, I really like this one too.
So this is going to be a weird one. Because it like stayed in my head since I saw it. I don't know why. It's like the CG is so bad on it, but I feel like the story has something. I don't know. Maybe I need to rewatch it to get a different opinion on it. It's the Langoliers.
Oh my God.
I'm not saying it's like my favorite thing. It's just something that is just in my head forever.
So great.
I think it maybe because it's so funny to me, because I remember how the CG was in that movie.
Yeah,
and it's
but
like
that's
ridiculous.
Yeah, but you know what? That's why it's fun, because it's like your personal opinion on it, and it's like ones that were memorable for you.
That's it. Like, I'm not saying it's somewhere in my top X whatever it is. It's just that it is memorable for me, and I just always have a good time with it. I think it was funny. I watched it when I was a kid. I thought the story was pretty good. The effects are hilarious.
So funny.
And it was one of those. Pretty sure it was a movie, but maybe
it
was
movie,
like but I feel like I don't know if
it
was
might have been like a TV film or something.
Yeah, that's it. That's what
Remember
I'm
when
trying
they
to
used to do made for TV films, guys? It's like made for streaming. If you don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, but like lesser budget, anyways.
Correct.
It was one of those that is like not amazing by all standards, but it's just one that is memorable for me.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Okay, I've got like a few that I just kind of like rapid fire threw out there. Gerald's Game was extremely well done. Another Mike Flanagan adaptation, and another Stephen King property that was considered unfilmable for a very long time. Very effective, very quiet, because it mostly features like one or two people in each scene the entire film, but very, very good. Creepshow, because it's so fucking fun. And you come back to it, and it's like a good like spooky season staple. It's got multiple different stories. It's like its own little anthology, and it's so cute, and it's got the little creep like in between everything, and it's very cartoony, and I love it so much. And Stephen King features quite heavily in that one as well. His characters got lines and everything. You haven't seen Creepshow?
I mean, maybe once.
We gotta watch it. Followed by, what else do I have on here? Oh yes, the Haven TV series, which was on for a number of years. It was actually a I think Canadian produced show about a small town with all kinds of weird happenings going on, but it is actually a Stephen King property. I really liked it when I watched it. Yeah, no, it was a cool show. We should do a watch through at some point. And last one that I do have on the list is again, because now there's been like another remake of it, the 1979 miniseries of Salem's Lot.
Oh, okay, yeah. Not
the new movie that came out on HBO. It was terrible.
Yeah,
it was so boring.
No, it was not good.
There was nothing to it. It tried
Nothing
to be
special.
It tried to be all style, but there was barely any, and it was no substance whatsoever.
Yeah,
and that is
it.
One of my favorite Stephen King books.
Yeah, same.
It's such a good novel.
I was reading that under my covers, shaking with a flashlight, like it was good.
It's a great one, but the miniseries from 1979 is very good. It honestly is. It really holds up. It stands the test of time. And like everyone in it was like very committed, and even in spite of, let's say, like, not like the biggest budget in the world, and also a very late 70s kind of vibe to it, it's still really well made.
Yeah, okay.
And I really liked it. So yeah.
Cool. I mean, I get that one.
I'm really surprised that you didn't say Under the Dome for any of yours.
I love the The book?
Yeah. Did you watch the TV show?
I did watch it, but I don't know if I watched all of it.
Okay.
I don't think I ever finished it. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's like, that's the thing, right? Like, I read the book and I started watching that one, and for XYZ reason, I didn't finish it. So, it kind of, to me, it kind of tells me that, like, it wasn't amazing. I was
Yeah,
like, oh
you
my
might
God,
not
I
have
must watch it.
Like loved it. Okay.
But I do love the book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Well, this has
Cool.
been a fun little walk down memory lane
Yeah.
of like what Stephen King property adaptations have I seen, and there are so many more. Like I easily could have done just a top 10 of mine.
Yeah, of course.
Let alone like anything else because there are so many of them. But we got to draw the line somewhere. So anyway, that's been his last 2 weeks have been like a fun little foray into like the Stephen King universe of things. But next week we'll change things back up again a little bit and get back into like some other stuff a bit, probably something silly, but something else. Anyway, in the meantime, obviously feel free to follow us on all of our socials, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, search for Gravetone Pod and you will find us there. But until next time, guys, stay scared and stay tuned.
Ciao, guys.